NLWN-TV is on the air. Today we proudly present a Western Saddle Clubs Association Open Equestrian Show. Recorded live on June 21st from the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And now, out to Bit-n-Spur for coverage of today's Open Equestrian Show.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club, and we have Open Equestrian Games today on the NLWN-TV. And right now they're doing the egg and spoon, but Dan, what do we have coming up today?
Yeah, we got pole weaving, key race, barrel race, jumping figure eight, foreign line barrels, and speed dash.
Okay, and this is very similar to what we had a couple of weeks ago over at Wild Bill's, but we don't have nearly the same number of people. I don't think we're going to be here quite so late.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller. Some of the shows are opening up, so everybody's kind of venturing back out to their home areas, and so that's where we are today. And
so far, the weather has held off, and we have a beautiful afternoon for this, and we're going to be back with pole weaving, starting with the 50 and over group. Right after this time out, you're watching Open Equestrian Games on NLWN-TV.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
And welcome back to Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club for the Open Equestrian Games. And Dan, we're going to start out with the pole weaving. Tell us what that one's all about.
Yeah, pole weaving is 6 poles. They are 21 feet apart. You're going to weave down through them, turn around, and weave right back.
Okay, so it's just zigzag, zigzag, right?
Yep, that's all you got to do.
Okay, and we have a few riders in this, but they're spread out through all the age groups. So some of these classes only have one rider, and so we might be zipping right through this fairly quickly.
Yeah, the ages are 10 and under, all the way to 50 and over.
Now, out in the arena right now, they're busily trying to make sure that the poles are all in line and set up perfectly, and the judge is making sure that when she looks down and sees the first pole, they're all lined up directly behind it, and it looks like it's only one pole that she's looking at, which is not always really easy to do, especially since they have to try to get them level on a dirt infield. But I'm actually kind of impressed with the arena and how dry it is. When we first got here to get things set up, it was still pretty wet out there, and they did a lot of dragging and disking and dragging and disking, and
yes,
lo and behold, it's dry out there now.
Yeah, sun came out, wind picked up a little bit, and the arena looks good.
And so the first person up for us in the 50 and over group for pole weaving is Cindy Weir. She's going to be riding Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah. When she comes in, once they have everything all set, it looks like they are just about set, so she will be coming up. She is also riding Show Me the Bar Special, but she's going to ride that a little bit later on because she has to have a little bit of time to unsaddle one and saddle the other, and so they'll move her down to the back end of the pole weaving as well. But Cindy Weir will be our first rider, and we can see her over getting ready to come into the entrance area. And she's
on the 50 and over, right?
Right. Cindy's in the 50 and over. She's waiting just outside the area. I think we can see her. Yes, we can. And so we're just waiting for her. Actually, we're waiting for the judge to get kind of halfway down the poles there so she can see what's going on. Cindy's still waiting for the go-ahead.
Judges ready.
Yeah, and just a quick reminder that if they do tip a pole, it is a no time.
Okay, so here goes Cindy on Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah. You can tell Cindy's done this a few times. Nice and clean going down. Coming back. And yep, we had a problem with the clock, evidently.
Cindy, I am sorry, the clock did not stop. To have you rerun that. Do you want? Let's check. We need to check the timer.
And we're gonna take a brief time out here to check the timer. And so while they do that, we'll take a pause, and you're watching Open Equestrian Games on NLWN-TV.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
And we're back at Bit-n-Spur. Cindy, we're trying it again. They think they've got the problem solved with the clock. And she takes her horse very gently down through this time. And it's coming back around the other side. And she comes through with a time of 17.372. 17.372. Cindy will ride her other horse at the end of the
pole pattern to run her second horse in class number 44.
But now we move up to class number 45, which is still pole weaving, ages 35 to 49. We only have one rider there too, and they are still having some clock troubles. So what we're going to do is we'll take another time out here on NLWN-TV.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
And welcome back to the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club. Dawn Wittman in the 35 to 49-year-old age, riding Wilbur. And she's clean going down, gets it turned around coming back the other way. And we'll check her time. 16.275 for Dawn Wickman. That's going to bring us to the next class, which is the 18 to 34-year-olds. Now, in the 18 to 34-year-old group, we have six. Well, we actually have 5 riders, 6 horses. So we have Anna Rose Thiel first up. She's riding Phoenix. Okay. Now we have Anna Rose Thiel riding Phoenix, taking their time to get started. And Phoenix is not real excited about doing this.
What class are you currently on? We rehearsed, so we're going to put her next. All right, on one.
And Anna Rose is just going to trot Phoenix down through the course. And down goes the pole, so it's going to be a no time for Anna Rose Thiel.
It's a no time. Good enough.
The next horse is and what number? Jackpot on Josie.
We got all kinds of problems then. What's that? Jim's on the speakers are.
Okay, up now in the 18 to 34-year-old group is Jackie Thayer. And I didn't catch the name of her horse. And Jackie said this horse is being a little sassy on her. And now she's going down.
Yeah, we need to get the timer working.
And she's on her way back. And Jackie Thayer.
Time is 16.215.
16.215 is Jackie's time.
Up next is Olive Youngquist.
And Olive Youngquist will be our next rider. And she's riding Single Lady.
Hold tight. I'm sorry. Olive, hold on a second.
And it looks like they're still going to work on some timer issues. And so since they're working on timer issues, we're going to take another time out on NLWN-TV.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Okay.
And we're back at the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club and still in the 18 to 34-year-old age group in pole weaving. This is Olive Youngquist riding Single Lady. And Dan, did we finally get the timer problem solved?
Yeah, it takes a second to make sure those eyes actually meet together. So
it's all electronic, and so
it is. Yep.
Where's Dan?
And so Olive is down at the far end. So far clean. And comes back.
Olive's time is 20.008.
20.008 for Olive Youngquist.
On deck, McKenna, and in the hole,
Makayla Mcelwayne riding Coco is our next rider. Still in the 18 to 34-year-old age group. And Coco turns and heads towards the poles. She gets around the top pole and coming back nice and clean. Oh, and knocked over a pole next to the last pole, and she ends up with a no time for Makayla. So that brings up McKenna Smith riding Malibu Barbie.
Once we get the pole reset, up next is McKenna Smith. On deck is Kendra Peck, and in the hole is McKenna Smith.
So McKenna Smith on Malibu Barbie.
Oh, that guy's going to want to watch out of the gate. This horse is nuts.
Hey, Robert.
Open the gate
This
wide.
horse comes in hard, so keep an eye on him.
And so we're waiting on McKenna Smith with Malibu Barbie. And from what I understand, Malibu Barbie makes kind of interesting entrances into the arena.
Yeah, she usually has good runs. Just comes in hard.
McKenna gets on board. Malibu Barbie backs in, and off she goes.
There's a gray horse running 110.
We have
And back around. Coming back the other way,
Horse on the loose.
Malibu Barbie. She gets through. Clean run.
McKenna's time is 15.454.
15.454 is McKenna Smith's time. Kendra Peck
Is McKenna Smith.
is going to be riding Sage. Still in the 18 to 34-year-old group. By the way, McKenna Smith just moved into first place with that ride on Malibu Barbie. And she's in the arena. And off she goes.
What did you just give me here?
Kendra Peck quickly in and out and in and out. Around the top, coming back the other way. Almost took that top pole a little too tight. Oh, knocked over the second pole from the end.
And Kendra has a no time.
And no time for Kendra Peck.
Get those off of the ones you just gave me. Up next is McKenna.
So McKenna Smith now riding Guilty as Charged.
We are resetting the poll. Be ready in a minute. Okay, I had an order going. Now I don't.
Guilty as Charged. Sounds like a horse that should have been with at the Belmont yesterday with It's the Law.
Yeah.
If you're guilty as charged.
Yeah, it sounded like that was a pretty good race yesterday.
Previous 15.454.
Okay, and now we're still waiting for McKenna Smith. Here she comes. This is her second horse. McKenna is in first place with her other horse, Malibu Barbie, so far. And she's heading down with Guilty as Charged. Takes it around the top pole, coming back. And knocked over the next to the last pole as the horse kind of went sideways into it, so that one is a no time.
17.197, 17.197.
She was headed for a 17.197, but it's a no time. And we have, I believe, Jackie Thayer on one more horse called Josie.
Okay, Jackie Thayer has scratched.
So Jackie Thayer scratched Josie.
For Cindy Weir.
Okay, and Cindy Weir will run her second her second horse in the 50 and over. So in the 18 to 34-year-olds, first place will go to McKenna Smith on Malibu Barbie with 15.454. Second place to Jackie Thayer with Call Me Smart Millie. And third place to Olive Youngquist on Single Lady. Okay, here goes Cindy Weir. She's looking to beat Cindy Weir, and she's not going to beat herself because she knocked over the pole, so it's a no time. So Cindy Weir wins the 50 and over.
15.849,
And then Dawn Wittman takes the 35 to 49-year-olds. And then McKenna Smith took the 18 to 34-year-olds. That brings us to Kira Prochnow riding Loudy is our next rider. This again will be ages 14 to 17. Dan, this is quite a bit different than 2 weeks ago when we were over at Wild Bill's and we had everybody from Minnesota and Wisconsin and any other surrounding state.
Yeah, I think you're a little shell-shocked there.
And here goes Kira. Quickly down. And knocks over, oh, what the heck, knock over a couple of them. You could not knock over one, you might as well knock over a bunch. So she ends up with a no time.
And Kira's time would have been a 14.723.
She was heading for a pretty good time, but knocking over a couple poles doesn't get it done for you.
Yeah, tough day for Kira.
And then we will be looking for class.
And so that wraps up the pole weaving, I believe. Oh, wait a minute. We have 11 to 13. No entrance in that class. We do have some 10 and under riders, though. Okay, our next rider is rider number 121. I don't have his name, but we'll find out. Tyler Thayer. And here comes Tyler. And he knocks down the second pole, so he also gets a no time. And knocks down one more pole. Finishes the run. He's frustrated with that.
Tyler's time would have been a 13.164, 13.164, but with it pulled down, that is a no time.
So that should bring us to the 10 and unders.
Polls are ready. Judges set.
Okay, our next rider in the 10 and under age is Andrea Rodwald riding Harper. These are the youngsters, 10 and under. And she takes Harper in a little bit of a circle. And off she goes. Around the first and second pole. Taking her time now, trying to get a good clean run. Turns at the top and trying to come back. And here she comes down through. A good clean run for Andrea.
Andrea's time is 23.077.
23.077. So she knows she's on the board.
Next up is Morgan DeBeal.
And Morgan DeBeal riding Luna. Morgan DeBeal on Luna. Here comes Morgan with her black and yellow helmet on top of her white horse, Luna. Taking another circle around, getting things under control, and here goes Morgan. And Luna almost didn't want to go around that second pole, but did. Takes it around the top, coming back the other way now. Morgan trying to get a good clean run in. She's got a good clean run, and we'll check her time. 17.607. That puts Morgan into first place. And now comes Lily DeBeal. Lily DeBeal. Now, is this a picture of cuteness or what? There's a lot of horse with little bit of kid. And here goes Lily. And coming back down through is Lily DeBeal. Riding B.
Clean run for Lily and B at 20.535.
20.535.
We'll place class 49.
And that puts Lily in second place. So we have first place going to Morgan DeBeal, second place Lily DeBeal, and third place to Andrea Rodwald. And that takes us to the end of the pole weaving. We'll be coming up with the key race, 50 and over, right after this timeout. You're watching Open Equestrian Games at the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club on NLWN-TV.
Hey, Dad, I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
Okay, we're back at the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club with open equestrian games. And coming up next is the key race. And Dan, can you tell us what the key race is all about?
Yeah, key race is 8 poles. They're 4 feet apart, 10 feet long. And the object of the game is to go down through the poles, spin around, and come back through the timer.
8 or 6 poles? I know our diagram shows 8, but...
oh, they got 6 out.
They've got 6 out there. Okay, so it's basically down and back. But now, and I know we talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago as well. That looks easy to do, but horses don't like going through something that narrow, do they?
Right, yeah, it looks like a little tunnel when you get down there.
Yeah, all of a sudden what looks like a good wide open space gets really skinny as you get close to it, doesn't it, when you're on that big horse?
Yeah, like I said, the width is only 4 feet apart, so not much to get through.
Okay, and we have similar sets of riders doing this. We have in the 50 and over, we will have Cindy Weir, and she is riding 2 different horses, so I'm assuming we're going to split her up a little bit. Up first on the key race is Cindy Weir on Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah. And she heads off down there through the poles, knocked over the pole in the back and the other pole in the back. So she gets a no time.
Cindy's time would have been a 10.476.
These events are a little bit faster, but it's a no time for Cindy because she knocked over those couple of poles. She will be back with Show Me the Barrels, or Show Me the Bar specials.
Yeah, you'll get used to their names after a
Boy,
while.
I tell you what, when you put them all together in one big one like that.
Cindy is going to run her second horse at the end of the key race, so we are looking for class number 51.
So now we have
key race 35 to
Dawn
49.
Whitman
We have 1 entry,
riding
looking for
Wilbur.
number 335, Dawn Whitman riding Wilbur.
And she's riding on in the 35 to 49-year-old age group. They have the poles reset, and they're out of the way. And here comes Dawn. At least the gate is open for her. Here she comes. Kind of sideways into the arena. And off she goes. Down through the poles, knocked one, but it didn't go over. Got turned around, knocked another one, and it didn't go over. Dawn was pretty lucky today.
All right.
Good clean run there.
9.701.
9.701.
And that is all for that class. So
2 poles bumped and they stayed up. So Dawn will win class 35 to 49. That brings us to the 18 to 34-year-olds. Okay, we're up with Anna Rose Thiel riding Phoenix. This is to kick off the 18 to 34-year-old group.
looking for Anna Rose Field.
And here she comes. And she heads down. Through, she bumped the back pole, but it stayed up, and Anna Rose Thiel comes through cleanly.
Anna Rose has a clean run at 8.512.
8.512. Dan, what is it that you do to get a horse to go through there?
Yeah, you want to keep your hands in close on the reins to their neck and make a straight line. When you go through the poles, you're going to kick with your inside foot, and you're going to spin the front end around and come right back through.
Okay, and this is Olive Youngquist on Single Lady. And down she goes. Slows down before she gets to the poles. Takes it through the poles nice and easy. Gets turned around. And comes back through.
That's a clean run for Olive. Olive's time is 14.321.
14.321 for Olive Youngquist. Our next rider is Makayla Mcelwayne. She's on Coco. 18 to 34-year-olds. And here goes Makayla. Straight down through. Quickly turned around, coming back through, nice and clean. Waiting on her time.
Makayla has a clean run, time of 9.953.
9.953.
Another nice clean
Up
run.
next is Kendra Peck.
That puts her into
On
second
deck is
place.
Jackie Thayer, and in the hole is McKenna Smith.
Kendra Peck is our next rider. She enters the arena nice and easily. Taking her time with Sage. She eyes the poles, Sage eyes the poles, and off they go. Right down through the poles. Knocked into the one, but it stayed upright, and here she comes back the other way, nice and clean through coming back.
Just hold tight. We're good. Kendra's
So
time
Kendra Peck.
is 10.610.
10.610. That puts her in third place so far. And that brings up Jackie Thayer.
Next up is Jackie Thayer. On deck is McKenna Smith.
And she's
that will be
riding
the end.
Call Me Smart Millie. Jackie Thayer. Taking her time. It's kind of turned around. And she's off and running. Quickly down through the poles, turns quickly, coming back through. Looking for a good run here from Jackie.
Jackie has a clean run, time of 9.453.
9.453. That will put her into second
Up
place.
next is McKenna Smith.
And McKenna Smith riding Guilty as Charged. And here comes McKenna Smith. On board Guilty as Charged. Gets circled around. And circles back again. Now they're off and running. Right through the poles. Gets turned around, coming right back through the poles the other way. And a good
McKenna
clean
has a
run.
clean run of 10.211.
10.211.
And then we'll be looking
So,
for
in the
class number
ages 18 to 34,
which is key race 14 to 17.
we have in third place Makayla Mcelwayne on Coco with a 9.953. Second place was Jackie Thayer on Call Me Smart Millie with a 9.453. And first place was Anna Rose Thiel on Phoenix with an 8.512. So next up is the 14 to 17-year-olds.
We are looking for entry number 329.
And our next rider, this is the 14 to 17-year-old age group, Kira Prochnow. Loudy is the horse. Loudy with Kira on her back is headed toward the poles and did a little zigzag before going through the poles, but went through cleanly, came back through cleanly, and got a nice clean run.
Kira's time is 9.688.
9.688. 9.688. Tyler Thayer had a little bit of misfortune in the pole weaving, hoping to do better here in the key race. He's riding Smokin' Chick, or Smart Smokin' Chick. Smart Smokin' Chick is hesitating, but off she goes. And he knocked it over, knocked it back up again. And Tyler comes all the way through.
Tyler, with a little luck on his side, has a clean run of 8.743.
8.743. That pole was as good as going over, but it ran into the back of the horse's neck, and up it went.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky.
That's right, and it got him first place in that age group.
Next class.
with an 8.743. Now we have 13 and under.
4 entries. Up next, polls are set, judges ready. We are looking for Andrea Rodwald.
Andrea Rodwald,
Morgan Dubiel,
and she's riding Harper is the first one up for the 13 and under. And these are all 10 and under, I believe. But here's Andrea. Red, white, and blue. And she's off and running. Slows down a little bit when she gets to the poles, goes straight through, gets turned around, coming back through. Nice clean ride for Andrea. And comes through.
Nice time of 12.651.
12.651.
Up next is
Morgan Dubiel is riding Luna. Morgan all clad in yellow. Or yellow highlights on her outfit. Getting ready to get the horse started. And she's turning it around one more time. And off she goes. And Luna did not want to go through those poles.
She can come back through. Turn around, come back.
And now she tries that second time. And turns around, comes back the other way, and here she goes. So she does get a time.
Okay, we're going to give Morgan a time of 22.967.
22.967. And what's more important is she had a successful run.
Followed by Jackie Thayer.
Yeah, good job. Just stay with that one.
Lily Dubiel is up now.
Is Jackie Thayer 13 and under? No.
And here goes Lily Dubiel.
110 Jackie Thayer is in class 54.
And she gets turned around. And back through. Here comes Lily. And she completed the run.
Lily has a good time of
15.129. And so
for class number 54 key race 13
Lily Dubiel will end up in second place with that run. Third place was Morgan Dubiel, and first place this time is Andrea Rodwald on board Harper with a time of 12.651.
Morgan Dubiel riding Luna.
And that'll get us to the end of the key race.
All right, we are going to bring back.
Oh, wait a minute. We have Cindy Weir on our other horse. Sorry about that. Show me the bar specials. You know what? That sounds like a really good idea on this warm Sunday afternoon. Out at the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club, Cindy Weir, 50 and over. Show me the bar specials is her ride this time. And Cindy's off and running. And she goes through cleanly, gets turned around, comes back through. Clean time for Cindy Weir.
Good time for Cindy of 12.168.
12.168. And that'll get her first place in the key race for 50 and over.
Key race 50 and over in first place, number 425. Cindy Weir riding Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah. We're going to get our barrel
and
set.
So that means we are going to have barrel racing coming up next. And while they get the arena set for that, we'll take a brief time out. You're watching Open Equestrian Events on NLWN-TV.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Okay, we are back at Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club for Open Equestrian Games. And up next is barrel racing. Dan, you want to explain that one to us?
Yep, barrel racing is you'll either take the first barrel to the right and two to the left, or one to the left and two to the right in a clover leaf pattern. Whoever has the fastest time wins.
And it really doesn't matter whether you go left or right first, does it? It's just as long as you do the clover leaf pattern.
Right, yep, doesn't matter.
Okay, and they're in the process of getting these barrels set up. And what would be a good time?
Ooh, a good time in this arena is probably going to be low 16s.
Okay. So we'll look and see if any of our riders can do that. It's basically the same group of riders that we've had all day today, and which is fine. We just get to know these people a little better this way. And it's kind of nice having a smaller group this week. And you actually do recognize them, and you have time to actually watch them ride rather than 2 weeks ago you were busy writing down names on rosters and trying to get me names, and this week the nice people down below us here are printing out an extra set of their lists, and it makes it real easy for us, and the arena announcer is being very patient with us here as we try real hard to confuse him. and we're being pretty successful at that too. But he's being very patient with us, and you know what? It looks to me like they're going to drag the field a little bit for us. So you know what? While they do that, he just knocked over a barrel. They worked so hard at placing. So while they do that, why don't we take another time out? You're watching Open Equestrian Games from the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club on NLWN-TV.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
And we're back here at the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club getting ready for barrel races, and we start with the 50 and over Cindy Weir. She'll be riding Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah. And I just saw a tail swish just on the outside of the booth. I suspect that's probably Cindy. Or I should say Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah is probably who that is. Cindy would not probably like me if I said her tail was swishing.
You never know what's going to be set up here in the booth.
This is true. And here comes Cindy, getting ready to go hit the barrels. And she's off and running, going to the right barrel first. And coming back around the left barrel. Now going up to the top barrel. Comes around and back down through the timer.
Cindy has a clean time of 17.105.
17.105 for Cindy Weir. And she'll get another run a little bit later on. That brings us to Dawn Wickman in the 35 to 49-year-old age group. Dawn will be riding Wilbur. Now, Dan, you were saying just a few minutes ago, as they were dragging the infield, we were away for that break, that there are measurements that they do make out there for the barrels. How do they place those?
Yep. So your first and second barrels are 21 feet off the fence, and then your third barrel can be set anywhere.
And this is Dawn. She's going after the right-hand barrel first. And then back around the left side. And up around the top barrel. And she gets a nice clean ride.
Dawn has a clean time of 17.796.
17.796.
So that gives us the placings for class number 56, barrel race
Don
35
Wittman.
to 49. In first
And,
place, number 335, Don Whitman, riding
The other
rubber.
question then, Dan, you were saying something about that, the top barrel, the third barrel. There isn't really a rule about that, but they kind of like to line it up with the gate.
Yeah, you want to keep your barrel kind
Next
of
class,
in line with the
class
gate, so
number
as you look,
57, barrel
come
race
through the gate, you
18
look down the line, you can see
34.
that
We're
third
looking for
barrel.
5 entries.
And we have Anna Rose Thiel riding Phoenix in the 18 to 34-year-old age group. Now, is it totally, Dan, is it totally the rider's preference as to whether they go left or right, or is there sometimes an advantage one way or the other?
Yeah, that's pretty much just what the horse feels comfortable at. Is about the only thing the rider goes by.
Okay, Anna is up on board Phoenix, and she's off and running. This time she goes to the left, almost as if that were on cue. And then back around to the right side. Slows down, looks for that top barrel. Now she's heading off to it. Comes around and heading for home. And she gets a clean run. 20.914 for Anna Rose on board Phoenix. Olive Youngquist, and she's riding Single Lady. Here comes Olive on board Single Lady. Single Lady looks like she's ready to go. Heading to the right barrel first. Now she's coming around to the left. Spun out a little bit as she came around the left barrel. And the top barrel came a little wide that time, and heading for home.
Olive has a clean run, time of 17.636.
17.636. That puts her in the lead so far.
Up next is Kendra Peck.
And Kendra Peck.
On deck,
And
Makayla
she's
Smith.
on
In the hole is
Sage.
Jackie Thayer.
Kendra Peck on Sage. Waiting for her to come in. Here she comes. Sage not sure she wants to go into the arena. Now they're off and running. Heading for the right-hand barrel. Comes around now over to the left. Up to the top barrel. And now heads for home. And a clean run for Kendra.
Clean run, time of 18.376.
18.376. That puts her in second place.
Up next is McKenna Smith.
McKenna Smith on Guilty as Charged. McKenna Smith, Guilty as Charged, waiting for her to come into the arena.
57, yep. And I've got a blank sheet.
And here she comes. This is McKenna Smith. And circles around with the teal colorings on the horse. And off to the right-hand barrel. Around the right barrel. Heads over to the left. Circles that left barrel nice and tight. Heading for the top barrel. McKenna looking for a good time. Wants to challenge the lead. Here she comes. Heading for home. Clean run for McKenna.
Clean run of 17.178. 17.1.
And that will put her into first place. Leaving Jackie Thayer. Call me Smart Millie.
Number 110, Jackie Thayer. That'll close out class to 57. Barrel race 18 to 34. We will be looking for 2 riders.
And here comes Jackie into the entrance area.
14 to 17. Kira Pratt.
Call me Smart Millie, being a little bit sassy for Jackie. She gets Millie in there. Call me Smart Millie is not behaving exactly the way Jackie would like, but she'll circle around again. Now they're off and running. Heading for the left barrel. Around that left barrel nice and tight, heading over to the right barrel.
So
She clears the right barrel, heading for the top barrel. And around hard, here she comes, looking for a good time. This is Jackie Thayer on Call Me Smart Millie.
Jackie has a clean time of 17.234.
17.234. That'll put Jackie in second place. Third place is Olive Youngquist in...
So we're looking for one more entry.
Oh, we have another entry in this age group.
Makayla Mcelwayne, you are up next.
Okay, Makayla Mcelwayne on Coco. And Makayla is heading over to the right barrel. Now to the left barrel. Nice and clean around each of those. Top barrel and on her way back down. And she got a clean time.
Makayla has a clean run time of 17.695.
17.695.
Now we will get your
So,
class 57.
Third place will be with Olive Youngquist. Second place will be with Jackie Thayer. And first place with a time of 17.178 is McKenna Smith, riding Guilty as Charged. And that takes care of the 18 to 34-year-olds. That brings us down to the 14 to 17-year-olds. There's two in that class. Kyra Prochnow on Loudy, and Tyler Thayer riding Smart Smokin' Chick. And here comes Kyra Prochnow in that 14 to 17-year-old age group, riding the barrels. She's riding Loudy. And here she goes, heading for that right barrel. Takes it quickly around the right side, quickly over to the left side. Gets turned around on that side, now up to the top barrel. Around that top barrel and back to home. And a good clean run for Kyra.
Time of 16.697.
16.697. There we go, Dan. We finally had a rider in the 16s.
Up next,
Yep, figured we'd get one eventually.
And sometimes this is an age group that is really the competitive, hard driving age group. They're still young enough to push a horse hard. And Tyler Thayer riding Smart Smokin' Chick. And the breeze is picking up a little bit. I'm sure you can hear it. Here goes Tyler. Goes to the left barrel first and knocked over that left barrel. Tyler's going to get a no time on this. He's going to finish the run. It's always a good chance to train the horse and the rider as far as that goes.
Tyler would have had a time of 17.426.
He would have been 17.426 had he not knocked over that barrel, but it's a no time. That means Kyra Prochnow will win the 14 to 17-year-old age group. And here we go.
Barrels are set.
Audrea Roadwall Hunter on Harper is coming into the entranceway in her red, white, and blue. Harper makes a loop around. And Audrea is off and running, going to that right barrel. She goes around it, heading for the left barrel now. And trots it around the left barrel. Now heads up for that top barrel. Brings it around nicely on that top barrel and heading for home. A clean run for Audrea.
Nice clean run for Audrea. Time of 24.122.
24.122 for Audrea. Morgan DeBeal is up.
On deck is Lily DeBeal.
Morgan DeBeal riding Luna. Morgan always comes into the arena with a big smile on her face. She takes Luna decides to put the brakes on for a second there as they're making these loops around. And here goes Morgan off on the run. Around the right barrel. Heading to the left barrel now. Goes around and knocked over that left barrel. Unfortunate for Morgan, she will get a no time. But she goes up around the top barrel, still working on it. And heads for home.
Morgan's time would have been a 21.061.
Yeah, she would have had a time that would have put her in first place. It was a nice looking run, but knocked over that barrel and ended up with a no time. So here comes Lily Dubille on board B. And Lily is, this is again, little girl, big horse.
Okay, barrels are set. Judge is ready. Lily is up.
She's in the entranceway. Here she comes. And B makes a nod as they head into the arena, and Lily goes off toward the right barrel. Takes her time around the barrel, heading over to the left barrel now. And around that left barrel, nice and clean. Going up to the top barrel. And B doesn't necessarily want to go around that top barrel, but Lily has matters well in control. Got around the top barrel, and here she heads for home. So she does end up with a clean run.
And Lily has a nice run with a time of
34.341 for Lily Dubille. That will give her second place. And first place for Audrea Rodwald on Harper with a time of 24.122.
Audrea Rodwald riding Harper. Second place goes to Lily Dubille riding B.
Let's see here. We have Cindy Weir, I believe, coming in. Yes, this is on Show Me the Bar Specials.
Number 671 riding Show Me the Bar Specials.
And Cindy is off and running, going to the right side.
Our next class is
Takes
going
it
to class
around.
number 61, Jackpot Barrels. We're looking for 6 contestants.
The left one and up around the top barrel. Cindy has a clean run. She's heading for home. And she has a clean run.
Cindy has a clean run of 26.303, 26.303.
And so Cindy Weir on board Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah ends up taking first place.
425, Cindy Weir riding Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah. And in second place, number 671, Cindy Weir riding Show Me the Bar Specials.
So now they're going to do the, up next is the Jackpot barrel race.
We're going to drag before
And we're going to
Jackpot
have
barrels.
that for you after they drag the arena. So we're going to take a time out here. You're watching Open Equestrian Games on NLWN-TV.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
All right, we're back here at the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club, and we have the Open Equestrian Games, and coming up next is the Jackpot Barrel Race. And Dan, does that mean what I think it means?
First up,
Jackpot.
Okay. Now,
Money.
is there any difference in any of the rules or anything?
No different than the rules. There's just a little money added here.
And what kind of money would a typical jackpot be?
Oh, I mean, this one's not going to be too high, but you know, it can average between $50 and $200.
Okay, so it might make it worthwhile for a person to make the trip.
Yeah, enough to get out of bed.
There you go. So coming up is Olive Youngquist riding Single Lady.
I do.
And here she goes. This is Olive Youngquist. And around the left barrel. And heading around the top barrel. And coming down. Olive Youngquist with a clean time.
Olive has a clean run with a time of 17.917.
17.917 is the time to beat to start. Dawn Wittman, and she's on Wilbur. There aren't any age groups in the jackpot. It's just go out and compete with you and your horse.
Yeah, all ages together.
Will be closing after this class. Last call for food stands.
So Dawn Wittman, we're waiting for her to come into the chute. Here she comes. And there she goes. Heading for that right barrel. Comes around that right barrel nice and tight. Now quickly around the left barrel. Nice clean move around the left barrel. Now up to the top barrel. Dawn Wittman hoping to take the lead on this run. She's heading for home. And she makes
Dawn
it.
has a clean time, 17.313.
17.313. She's now the new leader.
That is our new leader.
So
Next
Dawn
up is
Whitman
Kendra
in
Peck.
first, Olive Youngquist in second, Kendra Peck is up and running. Kendra Peck. She's going hard out of the gate. Around left barrel quickly, close. The barrel got tipped but did not go over. She's around the left barrel. Takes a little bit of a wide approach to that top barrel, comes around it quickly and heading for home. And a clean run.
Kendra has a clean run with a time of 18.248.
18.248 puts her in third place so far.
Up next, Jackie Thayer.
And we have Jackie Thayer coming up.
And in the hole, McKenna Smith.
Here comes Jackie. Jackie Thayer on Call Me Smart Millie. Jackie looking to get Millie pointed in the right direction. She's going to loop around. And they're off and running. She's heading for the left barrel first. Comes around that left side. Now to the right barrel. Good and tight around the right barrel, and now she's going up to the top barrel. Clears the top barrel nicely and heading for home. A clean run for Jackie.
Jackie is our new leader with a time of
16.918. That puts her in first place.
Up next is Tyler Thayer, followed by McKenna Smith.
Jackie Thayer in first place. Tyler Thayer coming up on riding Smart Smoking Chick. Or he's riding Smart Smoking Chick. Yeah, a little chuckle as they went by each other in the chute there. And here comes Tyler. And now he's going around the right barrel. And Jackie was trying to cheer him on, and he knocked over the right barrel, so he's going to have a no time.
And Tyler has a no time, but would have had a time of 17.278.
So he would have had 17.278, which would have put him in second place.
Up next, finish off class number 61.
And so now we have McKenna Smith on Guilty as Charged. McKenna Smith on Guilty as Charged. Looking to best Jackie Thayer's time of 16.918. And she circles around and off and running. Going to the right side. Turns the right side and coming over to the left. She's clean to the left. They nudged the barrel, but it did not go over. Going around the top barrel, real close. Here she comes, heading for home, looking to beat 16.918.
And McKenna has a clean run with a time of 17.286.
17.286. And that will put her into second place. And that means that in the jackpot barrel race, third place is Dawn Wittman on Wilbur. Second place, McKenna Smith on Guilty as Charged. And taking away the jackpot today is Jackie Thayer on Call Me Smart Millie. Now they're going to set up the jumping figure eight. And do we have the sheets for that yet, Dan? And but we're going to take a timeout anyway because they've got to take some time to set this all up. And we'll be back with the jumping figure eight right after this timeout. You're watching Open Equestrian Games on NLWN-TV.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
And we're back at the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club with Open Equestrian Games. And we are about to start the jumping figure eight. And Dan, can you explain to us how this works?
Yep, jumping figure eight is you go over the pole. You're going to either go to the left or the right, barrel first. You're going to do figure eight all the way through. Then you're going to figure eight back one more time, and then back over the jump.
And how high is that jump?
That jump is 18 inches.
Okay, and starting off is the 50 and over group, and Cindy Weir riding Show Me the Bar Specials. And she tipped the pole, but it didn't come down, so it's okay. She figure eights her way around to the left, and now figure eights her way around to the right, and now has to come back around that center barrel. And brings it on home, and now she just has to get over the bar and knock the bar off, so no time for Cindy Weir.
Cindy would have had time, 21.227.
She was heading for a 21.227, but it's on no time for Cindy, and they have to reset the bar. These bars take a beating, Dan.
Yeah, we've seen a couple broken over the years.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago at Wild Bill's, there were some snapped in half bars, and my granddaughter was responsible for one of them.
It's all about timing.
We have now the 35 to 49-year-old group. We have Dawn Wickman riding Wilbur. And here comes Dawn. Dawn makes it over the bar, around the first barrel, weaves her way around the second barrel, now back across to the third barrel, and back to the center barrel. And here comes Dawn. Still got to clear this bar, and did not clear the bar.
Dawn's time would have been 19.60.
She was heading for a pretty decent time, but knocked down the bar, so no time.
Yeah, the horse took a look at the pole before he jumped.
And that makes it a little difficult to get over the pole when that happens.
Class 63, we're looking at class 64.
So now we have the 18 to 34-year-olds and Anna Rose Thiel on Phoenix again.
Makayla Mcelwayne, and in the hole, Kendra
And again,
Peck.
Anna Rose waits till she's in the arena to get on board Phoenix.
food stand
guides
just
Phoenix
informed me that we do have 9 packages
into
of
the
hamburger
arena.
buns left up there. If anybody's interested in purchasing them and helping the club out, we would appreciate that.
Anna Rose still looking to get into the arena. They're trying to get a little help there. Phoenix not real cooperative. And here we go. She's almost in. Backing Phoenix into the arena. Phoenix is going to try to rise up from the ashes here. And she's on board. And she's off and running with Phoenix. Over the bar, nice and clean. Good quick run so far by Phoenix. Around the center barrel. Over to the right side. Figure eights back over to the left side. Around that left barrel, and Phoenix says, I don't know, I want to go back that way again. We just did that. Now back the center barrel, and coming back down to the pole, and cleared the pole. She has a time.
Anna Rose has a nice clean run with a time of 22.579.
22.579. That puts Anna Rose with the time to beat in the 18 to 34-year-old age group. Makayla Mcelwayne is on board Coco.
Up now, we're looking for Makayla Mcelwayne riding Coco. On deck, Kendra Peck, and in the hole, Jackie Thayer.
So here's Makayla. Clears the bar. Around that center barrel. Weaves to the left. Now coming back, weaving across to the right. Figure eights her way back to the center barrel and heading for the bar. Clears the bar and gets a time.
Makayla has a clean run with a time of 18.699.
18.699. That puts Makayla in first place at this point.
Kendra Peck.
Kendra Peck is going to be riding Sage.
Today's events are being covered. You can watch them by tuning into YouTube and going to NLWN-TV on Tuesday, June 23rd at 6 p.m.
Here comes Kendra.
Post that on our Facebook pages and website.
And trying to get Sage to decide how to run this. Sage seems to have mind of his own. And over the bar, round the center barrel, over to the right, weaving back to the left, and back to the center barrel, and knocked over the center barrel, so we're going to get a no time there for Kendra Peck.
Kendra's time would have been a 19.310, but that is a no time.
That's going to bring up Jackie Thayer on Call Me Smart Millie.
Next is Jackie Thayer once we get the barrel reset. After
Jackie with all that money she got in the jackpot race.
Pattern is set. And is ready. Looking for Jackie Thayer, followed by McKenna Smith.
Here comes Jackie. And she's got Call Me Smart Millie into the arena. Makes a loop around. Getting her wound up, and here we go. Cleared the bar. Goes around the center barrel. Over to the left side. Weaves her way back to the right side. Around that right barrel back to the center barrel. And heading for home. Got to clear the bar one more time. And she's off, and no, knocked the bar off.
And Jackie would have been our new leader at 16.18.
And that would have been a first place time, but doesn't get it.
Up next is McKenna McKenna Smith riding
16 and some
Guilty as
change for
Charged.
Jackie, but knocked off the bar, so no such luck. McKenna Smith is on board now, and she's riding Guilty as Charged. And here she comes, looking to beat a time of 18.699.
Yeah, none of their stuff is coin, small change either. It's all 50 cents.
18.699 is the time to beat. Guilty as Charged clears the bar. McKenna Smith on his back. Around the right side, weaving back to the left. Back to the center barrel. Here comes Guilty as Charged, heading for the bar. Clears the bar in a good clean time for McKenna Smith.
McKenna has a clean time and is the new leader at 17.244.
And that's going to win it
17.244
for McKenna Smith. That's going to put her in first place. Second place is Makayla Mcelwayne, and third place is Anna Rose Thiel.
McKenna Smith riding Guilty
And
as
McKenna
Charged.
Smith's winning time,
Second place is number
17.244.
480, Makayla Mcelwayne riding Coco. And in third place, number 123, Anna Rose Thiel.
And that
riding
brings us
Phoenix.
to
That brings us up to class
the
number
14 to
65,
17-year-olds.
Figure 8, 14 to 17.
Kira
We're looking
Prochnow
for
is
two
riding
entries.
Loudy.
Pattern set, judges ready. We're looking for Kira Prochnow riding Loudy, followed by on deck Tyler Thale riding Smart Smokin' Chick.
And here comes Kyra. And off she runs. Clears the bar. Around the center barrel. Over to the left. Now weaving back to the right. Around the right. Clears the center barrel. Now just has to get to the bar. Over the bar, and a good time for Kira
has a nice
Prochnow.
run and a time of 17.389.
17.389. That's the time that Tyler Thayer, riding Smart Smokin' Chick, who has not cooperated with Tyler very much today at all. But that's the time he's looking to beat.
Class 66, be getting ready. We're looking for three
And here
entries.
comes Tyler.
Figure 8, 8 to 13.
And he's off and running.
Andrea
Clears the bar.
Roadwall, Morgan Dubille, and
He's around the second.
Be getting ready.
Around the center, and he almost knocked over the barrel. It stayed up. He's still going. He's around the right side. Now back to center barrel. He's got a clean run going if he can clear the bar. He's up over and tipped the bar, but it stayed on, so he gets a time.
All right, and Tyler has a clean run with a time of
17.303, and that moves him into first place. Tyler Thayer takes first place in the 14 to 17-year-olds, with Kyra Prochnow taking second place. Tyler's winning time, 17.303.
Number 329, Kira Prochnow, riding Loudy.
That's going to bring us to the 10 and under age group.
Figure 8 to 13, I'm sorry, 13 and under. Are looking for three riders. First
And
up,
we have Andrea Roadwall.
followed by on
And
deck is Morgan
Andrea's
Dubille,
on
and in the
Harper.
hole, Lily Dubille.
And Andrea's still in her red, white, and blue. And here she goes. Up, and the horse faulted, and then she's off the horse. Gets back up, grabs her horse. And she's going to walk the horse out of the arena.
Time has not started. She did not cross the timeline.
Okay, she did not cross the timeline, so she's going to be able to get back on this horse and try again. And that's kind of the old saying, you get back on the horse that threw you. And so here she goes, getting that stirrup all fixed, because it was knocked a little cockeyed. And here she goes. She's going to try again. Harper just didn't quite want to go after that bar. And here she goes. Now she has crossed the timeline now. And Andrea got over the bar, tipped it, but it didn't get knocked off. She goes around the center barrel, over to the left side. She comes around the left side, weaves her way back to the right, and gets all the way to the right barrel. Guides Harper back to the center barrel, and now is trying to come back, and is going to have to negotiate that bar one more time. And nicely that time.
And Andrea shows us how it's all done with a time of 37.914. 37.914 is her time. And Dan, that's what we kind of look for with these young riders and how to stick with it.
Yeah, good job by these kids to stick with the pattern and get a time.
And to keep the horse under control and you know, show the horse you've got confidence. Morgan DeBeal is riding now, and Morgan's on Luna. And Luna didn't really want to do this, and she's crossed the timeline a couple of times now. So Morgan's going to get a broken pattern out of this. But maybe she can get her to try with at least run the pattern. Strange looking salt lick. You know what, though? She's got good control of that horse.
There we go.
There we go. I'm impressed.
66.
Oh, shied at the poles.
Yeah. That is a no time, but great determination. Couple great little riders there.
Our next rider is Lily DeBeal, and Lily is riding B, but they have to do a little fixing out in the arena once the pole is ready.
Then we're going to be looking for Lily DeBeal. And that'll close it out for class number 66, jumping figure 8, 13 and under. Next class is going to be class number 67.
And so now we're ready for Lily.
4 in a line barrels. We're looking for 4 entries.
My husband makes them homemade.
And we just got delivered cookies up here. Life doesn't get better. I love horse people. Okay, and here goes Lily. She clears the bar, heading for the barrels. She's around the center barrel, heading over to the left side. Got around the left barrel, and now weaving her way back to the right side. Cleared the right barrel, now got to get around that center barrel again and coming back down towards the bar. Taking her time and cleared the bar. A clean run for Lily DeBeal.
Great job, Lily. That's our new leader at a 33.210.
33.210. In fact, Lily is going to win the 10 and under class. And Audrey Rodwell is second place.
Jumping figure 8, 13 and under. In first place, number 413. Lily DeBeal riding B. Second place, number 478, Andrea Roadwall, riding Harper.
And then coming up, we have 4 in a line, so they have to set that up. So while they do that, we'll take a timeout. You're watching Open Equestrian Games from the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club on NLWN-TV.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Okay, we are back at the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club with the Open Equestrian Games, and Dan, this next event is called the 4 in a Line. Can you tell us how that works?
4 in line barrels. We have 5 out there in a row, 2 on the sides. So the object is you weave the first 4, and then you're gonna say you're gonna take a left. You're gonna go on the outside of the other 3 barrels, and you're gonna come back to the 4 in the middle, and then weave them back through.
So it almost kind of forms an arrowhead.
Right, and this is a team of 4 people, so it's the fastest time, and everybody has to stay in a line. Nobody can pass each other. You got to stay in the row.
Okay, and so it looks like, if I'm reading this correct, we have a team of 4, and we have one team of 4 riders.
Right.
Kendra Peck, Andrea Roadwall, Morgan DeBeal, and Lily DeBeal riding this.
Yep.
And so,
yeah, all right, so how the clock's going to work is when the first one goes through, Angie has to shut the eyes off. So the clock keeps running.
So it doesn't stop.
Yep. And then when they come back through, she has to get it before the second to the last rider to turn it back on.
And now they're on their way. And they're zipping their way down. And she goes over to the right side and leads the pattern around the right. Comes around the left side, now back to weave their way through the barrels coming back. Knocked over a barrel. That was Kendra Peck who knocked over the barrel. So it's a no time for that team.
No time on that run, but the time would have been 31.232.
31.232 would have been the time they would have had. And because they ride as a team, and so they win or lose as a team, right?
That's right.
That's the way it ought to be anyway. Okay, that's going to bring us to the speed dash, and we'll have the speed dash right after this brief timeout. You're watching Open Equestrian Games on NLWN-TV.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
And we're back at Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club for Open Equestrian Games. And before we get on to the speed dash, I want to remind everybody, tune in to NLWN-TV or the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service on Saturday, because we have cowboy football live for you next Saturday, the 27th. And all that action will begin, well, we'll have cowboy kickoff starting at 11:45 in the morning. Kickoff is at noon. That's on NLWN-TV, or if you don't have TV available, it's the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Dan, this is a speed dash. Tell me about it.
Speed dash. We got 1 barrel down at the end of the arena, and you go down and around the barrel and back. Fastest time wins.
Okay, and this is Cindy Weir in the 50 or over group riding Wimpy's Little Rough Sarah. She circles around, waits for the go-ahead from the judge.
Pattern is set. Judge is ready.
And so now,
Timer.
and so now we are all set here for Cindy to go. Here she goes. It's just down and back. This is a quick event. Comes around the barrel, knocks the barrel over and gets a no time. Cindy Weir with a no time.
Would have been 10.356. 10.356.
She would have had 10 and some change, but knocks the barrel down, so no such luck. Now we're at the 35 to 49-year-olds. Dawn Wickman. And she's riding Wilbur.
We will be ready to go.
And it's going to take a minute because our trustworthy arena hand, his name is
Billy.
And
yeah,
Billy is working at a pace where we would use a calendar to time in right now.
Billy is at a very long, about 2 weeks here. He has been working hard.
He's been working hard, and you can't do something without the good help of people like Billy. But
yeah, he's our diehard. He's been here quite a while.
All right, so now we have the barrel set.
Okay, pattern is set. Timer's
And now we've got Dawn Wickman coming up.
Whitman, we're ready.
Still waiting for Dawn. Now she's in the entrance area. She kind of got guided in. Now she's in. And she's off and running. She gets down. Comes around the barrel. Heading back. And
Dawn has a clean run.
clean run.
With a time of
9.881. And of course, she's the only person in that age group, so she does win it, but that's a good time too.
35 to 49 in first place, number 335.
That brings us to the 18 to 34-year-olds. This is where all the action has been happening so far.
Class is class number 70.
Yep.
Speed dash 18 to 34.
Good group of girls here.
Entries.
And Anna Rose Thiel,
On deck, Makayla Mcelwayne.
kind of nursing
home,
Phoenix
Kendra Peck.
into the arena. Phoenix doesn't really like doing this, going into the arena. Does fine once she gets Phoenix in there, but isn't real happy about making the entrance. And now she guides him in.
And you got the style on there?
And
I didn't have a style yesterday. I didn't put it on there. I told you to put it.
she's on board. Anna Rose Thiel on board Phoenix. And here they go on the speed dash. She's around the barrel. Coming back.
Anna Rose
Clean
has a
time.
Clean time of 9.364.
9.364. Now, Dan, I would assume that when you do this, you want to go as straight toward the barrel and as straight back from the barrel without veering off to one side or the other as best you can.
Yep.
It's that shortest distance between 2 points, that straight line, right?
Try to keep it close to the barrel without tipping it over.
Makayla Mcelwayne on board Coco is our next rider. And here she goes. She's going to go around the barrel from the other side this time. And coming back, got very wide that time. That's got to cost a person a little bit of time.
Just tell her we
And Makayla's time is 10.177.
10.177.
So that puts her into second place.
Up next is Kendra Peck. On deck, Jackie Thayer, and in the hole, McKenna Smith.
Kendra Peck is up. Time to beat is Anna Rose Thiel's 9.364. Here comes Kendra. Kendra on board Sage. And they're off and running. Around the barrel. Tight around the barrel that time, coming straight back. This could be a good time.
Okay,
Kendra Peck.
has a clean run with a time of 9.924.
9.924 puts her into second place.
Next up, Jackie Thayer, followed by McKenna Smith.
So Jackie Thayer on Call Me Smart Millie, looking to beat the time of 9.364 that Anna Rose Steele put up. Now she's in. Call Me Smart Millie. Trying to get straightened out. Get a good angle towards the barrel, and here she goes. Jackie around the barrel, but knocked the barrel down. Unfortunately, gets a no time. Jackie Thayer with a no time.
And Jackie has a no time, but the time would have been a 12.683, 12.683. Next up.
So we have, once they get the barrel reset, we have McKenna Smith on Guilty as Charged.
One more time, don't forget about our youth show, first ever 18 and under youth show, July 25th. Is our pleasure
So
show
McKenna Smith
by Sunday,
is going to be
July
riding
26th.
Guilty as Charged once
High points
they get
each
the
day
barrel set.
for all age groups, and we hope to see you there.
And Billy has the barrel set.
Billy has a barrel set up, and judges ready. We're ready to go.
So next up is McKenna Smith, Guilty as Charged. She has Guilty as Charged on in the arena. Does a loop around and off and running. Guilty as Charged took off so hard McKenna just about flew out of that saddle. Here they come back down looking for a good time.
McKenna has a clean time of 9.598.
9.598.
I'm sorry, 9.598. 9.5.
And that puts her in second place. And that finishes up that age group. So third place is Kendra Peck. Second place is McKenna Smith. And first place with a time of 9.364 is Anna Rose Steele on board Phoenix.
Second place goes to number 325, McKenna Smith.
That brings us to the
third place, number
Speed Dash
495,
ages
Kendra Peck, riding
14
Paige.
to 17.
And fourth place, number 480, Makayla Mcelwayne, riding Coco. Next class is class 71, Speed Dash, ages 14 to 17. Looking for 2 entries. First up.
Our next rider is Kira Prochnow. And Kira's riding Loudy. And here comes Kira on Loudy. And off they go. And around and back. And it's clean. A good clean run for Kira.
Kira has a nice clean run, time of 9.384.
9.384 for Kira Prochnow. That's the time Tyler Thayer on Smart Smokin' Chick. And he's got Smart Smokin' Chick into the arena, and there they go. Smart Smokin' Chick just wants to run. And they're off and running now. Tyler around the barrel and knocked the barrel over. He tends to pull those barrels a little tight, and
Tyler's time would have been a 10.289, 10.289.
and so Kira Prochnow is going to win that 14 to 17-year-old group.
Placings for class 71, Speed Dash 14 to 17 in first place.
And that's going to bring us up to those
Kira Prochnow,
absolutely adorable 10 and under kids. Andrea Rodwald on board Harper will be our next rider.
We have no contestants in class 72, Speed Dash 213. So we'll move on to class number 73, Speed Dash 10 and under.
And here
First
comes
rider,
Andrea.
Andrea Rodwald.
Andrea Rodwald on Harper is our rider, and here she goes. And comes around the corner. Here she comes. And
Okay,
she's got a clean run.
Good clean time of 12.124, 12.124.
So that's the
Next
time
up
to
is
beat. Morgan DeBeal.
Lily DeBeal.
Morgan DeBeal. All dressed in yellow. And here goes Morgan. Around the barrel. Gets pretty wide around the barrel that time, but here she comes back. And a clean run for Morgan.
Nice clean run for Morgan with a time of 12.624. 12.6.
Okay, so she was a half a second slower than Audrea, so she's in second place right now. This is Lily DeBeal looking to beat the time of 12.124. And here goes Lily. And she's around the barrel and coming back. And she has a clean run.
Nice clean run for Lily with a time of 17.411, 17.411.
So it's a time of 17.411. And so, you know what, Dan? We survived through this today. The weather has held off just barely long enough, and it sounds like the storms are maybe about 30 miles west of us right now. So we got her done, and we had some wonderful riding today.
Yeah, a great group of people here today, and got through it. So on to the next show.
On to the next show, and stay tuned to our webpage, NLWN-Webcastingnetwork.com, and we'll have that listed for you there when the next one we're doing. Don't forget, Saturday we have Cowboy football coming up. Starts at 11:45 with Cowboy kickoff, and then the kickoff of the game is at noon. They're taking on the Marshfield Bandits. That game will be from Marshfield, Wisconsin. Dan and I, we're going to be over there ready to bring you all the excitement of that. Want to thank our intrepid crew here, Anne-Marie Monroe on the computer switcher, and our camera operator is Shiloh Halverson, and I just see that Jack has just showed up as well, and so we're going to sign off from here. Dan, again, it's always a pleasure working with you, and folks, we'll see you Saturday with Cowboy football. You've been watching Open Equestrian Games from the Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching the Western Saddle Clubs Association Open Equestrian Show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. This program was recorded live on June 21st at Bit-n-Spur Saddle Club in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.